Life taught me every L is a lesson, and every day is a blessing. Yeah, Rona Smith, yeah, might have a session. No need for all the stressing.
Welcome to the Real Balance Podcast, man. It's your boy DK The Real. This is episode 3, and what we got for you today, man, is we're gonna talk about marijuana and manifestation. The usage of marijuana and manifestation, and we're gonna get right into this, man. So I got my boy Ian Childs here today. Got my boy Ramil Harris back with me today, and I got my boy the Orange Bean Sir with me today, man.
What's going on?
You know, so yeah, man, these my guys, man. And we gonna get into this, man. And we got a few topics that we're gonna get into today for you guys. But we're gonna pop it off with the use of marijuana, and that's something. It's huge. Everybody smokes nowadays. There's a bunch of controversy around it. We got.
Is there a bunch of controversy about it anymore?
Yeah, bro. Yes, bro. I mean, only because it's legalized in a lot of places now. You've got like people like Sha'Carri Richardson, like that whole story. You got so many professional athletes that use marijuana. You've got trainers and all types of people that are using marijuana. And then obviously you got the people who are against it, you know? And so today's episode, man, would just be more so about taking a balanced approach to marijuana usage and kind of, you know, getting in between the nuances of the kind of the controversy that, you know, that is. So, you know, I can speak particularly from one of my, marijuana impacted my life heavily, heavily.
Especially with your football career. Right?
Bro, literally. And so when you have the topic of marijuana when it comes to manifestation or becoming a better version of yourself or chasing goals, I think there's a gray area that needs to be discussed when it comes to that, because you can't just say, oh, it's legal and it's just weed, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it is legal and it is weed, and it does help people, and it does bring people more peace. It does bring people together. I ain't never seen a group of people smoking weed fighting, bro.
Ever.
But I seen people getting drunk fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen people who like weed fighting, bro. It's all love and peace in the room, bro. Like, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have some enemies in the same room, bro. If a blunt is lit, bro, it's
Not
going
today.
Bro, not today, bro. Not today. We getting high today.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, you know, when it comes down to the thing of sports and the marijuana usage, man, like marijuana impacted my life heavily because for those that don't know, I played college football at North Dakota State University. I was a junior college transfer to North Dakota State University. So I consumed marijuana heavy in JUCO, because anybody who knows JUCO, it's a struggle. It's tough. It's a grind. And, you know, and I went to school in the middle of nowhere. So it really was nothing much to do. And I was laser focused, bro. I was locked in because, you know, I only had 1 year. Well, in my mind, I only had 1 year to go JUCO and make some shit happen so that I can move on to the Division I level and continue chasing my NFL dream. So that's kind of the whole basis of, you know, marijuana usage and manifestation. So when I got to NDSU, I still was a marijuana consumer, but obviously, you know, when you're on a Division I football team, there's rules. You got drug tests. You know what I'm saying? Ramil, you played for North Dakota. You transferred to Mankato State. So it really doesn't matter where you are. If you're a Division I, Division II, Division III, it don't matter where you are, what athlete you are. You have to be conscious of your uses of marijuana. And so marijuana hurt me a lot because I failed 2 drug tests when I was at North Dakota State. And on my second drug test, I got released from the team my 3 games before, you know what I'm saying, my last season. Now, when it comes to marijuana and manifestation, that's the key part right there, because was I wrong for smoking? No. Was I wrong for smoking when I did? Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the topic of conversation that needs to be had. You know, so I was a top recruit in my class. You know, I'm coming in NDSU, supposed to be the man. I turned down other bigger FBS offers to go to NDSU. And so when I get on campus, everybody knows who I am. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's waiting to see what I'm going to do. And people who know about NDSU's tenure, they're probably, if not the most winningest football team in college football history at this point.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, bro, they hold that shit heavy, you know? So, bro, it wasn't sweet when I got there. I thought it was going to be sweet because I'm more athletic than most of these dudes. I was more highly recruited than most of these dudes. I'm hungry. I'm coming from JUCO. I'm coming from the hood, and I'm coming, you know, now I'm out here in North Dakota. I'm like, man, it's sweet. At least in my mind it was, but it's not. It wasn't sweet at all. And so I faced a lot of challenges when I got there. And, you know, just dealing with the maturity aspect of dealing with marijuana, you know, when things weren't going my way, that's kind of what people do. When you're stressed, you smoke. You know, you're not getting the playing time you want, you smoke. You're not understanding the playbook like you want to. Spring ball is not going the way you want. And I think that's what a lot of football players do. But we need to understand how when you're trying to manifest something, manifestation is a stream of energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a focus. It's a line of focus. And any distraction, it's like if you have a stream of water and you put a big ass rock in the middle of the stream, that flow of energy in the water is going to be dispersed in other directions instead of down the forward stream of flow of, you know, of energy and focus. And so what happened is when I got frustrated in college with how my college football career was going, I let the frustration distract me and get me off focus. And that's the same thing that kind of happened with Sha'Carri Richardson. You know what I'm saying? Now, she's struggling, bro. Her story's, you know, her story was crazy. Now, a lot of people are going to be on her ass and say like, you know, she shouldn't have done it. She's supposed to be a role model and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And that's the truth. But that's what I think the importance of this conversation is about, is finding the balance between being a responsible consumer and, you know, a healthy consumer, and knowing when to consume. You know, like if you're trying to manifest something, bro, don't let weed get in your way. Don't let it get in your way. Like, I'm speaking from experience, bro. Like, bro, I went through the craziest time, bro. My uncle that was very, very close to me completely stopped fucking with me because I let him down. I let my whole family down. It was embarrassing, bro. My face is all in the news. Like I said, bro, NDSU is like the NFL of North Dakota. So, you know, it was so embarrassing, bro. I'm like reading sports blogs from the local fans, and people are all up under these blogs like, I wonder what he got released for. I wonder if it was rape, and I bet you it was involved with a gal, and bro. And I'm just like, bro, I'm reading these articles, and I'm like, damn. And it's like, bro, it's not even the case. Obviously, my coach didn't release the reason why that I was dismissed from the team, but everything comes with these repercussions. You know what I'm saying? So we just kind of need to take into account. Like thoroughly take into account the use of marijuana, and since it's gonna be here to stay, it's getting legalized all over the place. So we need to take into account just that balance of it, man, and what that looks like.
I think it is part balance, and I look at it also as well as, you know, because as we were talking about earlier, marijuana is good for your mental health in a lot of cases. You know, it helps people be less stressed, you know, reduce anxiety. You know, if you have a lot of things going on, or even people just want to come home from work, stressful last day, sit there, light up something, and then boom, you know. So I think knowing that it can help you in such a way, and you have obligations that require you to not smoke, that's a struggle, you know. And so I definitely see that, you know, and with your story, and with Sha'Carri too, like her mom passed, you know, like I don't blame her at all for smoking, you know. Yeah, she's trying to go to the Olympics, but damn, like she wasn't expecting that shit to happen, you know. And what else, you know, it's hard to, when you know that that's something that can help you with your mental health, with your stress levels, with, you know, processing your emotions or whatever. It's hard not to fall back to that, you know. So I don't know her specific story. I don't know a lot about her story, so I can't really comment on, you know, her mentality or whatnot. But, you know, from my perspective, I think that it shouldn't be as much of a struggle in sports, because it is like illegal. It's legal federally. It's legal for, like, you know, performance and for athletes and things like that. So I personally think that there's nothing wrong with it. But, you know, when you know that those are stipulations that you have on you, and you want to manifest and you want to use, you know, keep that energy flowing, like you're saying earlier, then that's something that's you have to really try hard to stray away from. So
Right.
I can understand that for
It's
sure.
like using that discernment. So her Sha'Carri Richardson, her story is, it wasn't her biological mom. It was her biological mom that died, but her grandmother raised her, I believe. So a lot of people's arguments was like, oh, it wasn't even her real mom. Like, she could have held off and you know.
A loss is
but
a loss.
Yeah,
you know?
it doesn't matter. You can't tell someone. But at the same time, as someone who's been in her shoes from experience, looking back, hindsight's always 20/20. So I'm like, bro, I could have dealt with my frustrations and with football a different way. You know what I'm saying? My goal was the NFL. Now, I believe everything happens for a reason at the same time. You know what I'm saying? She's getting all types of deals. Bro, I love where my life is at right now. I don't think the NFL was meant for me. Honestly, I think everything that led me to where I was led me to where I am now, you know, and that's just how it was meant to be, you know, but that doesn't make an excuse for my decisions. I still learned, you know what I'm saying, from those small mistakes that, you know, just and it's helping me be better and more discerning. And me and Ramil, we always talk about in the gym, we always talk about like responsible use of marijuana, because bro, there's
two sides to it.
Yeah.
And there's also a place in the middle for it as well.
Right.
Like, I've had my journey of marijuana consumption. You know, I started consuming marijuana around my junior year, senior year in college at Mankato. And I don't regret it. It was a different experience. You know, I was one of those people that was on the side that didn't like the idea of the consumption of marijuana, more so because of the history of addiction in my family.
Right.
And the way my mom used to speak with me on those type of topics. And she was so afraid of, if I were to go down that route, whether it's marijuana or alcohol consumption, whatever it may be, she was so afraid for me to fall into that same family statistic of addiction. And from that point on, just seeing it for myself, I was afraid of it. I didn't want to be around it. But once I started doing more research about marijuana myself and the benefits that it's had for people, you know, I gave it a try. I gave it a try. And for the first year or so, I used it just for relaxation, just for something to wind down for the day. And then that evolved to me now using it for pain relief purposes. You know, my senior year of football, I suffered a high ankle sprain that I played through the whole entire season with. And it got to a point where I got tired of taking things like ibuprofen to reduce the inflammation. But taking a substance like that time and time again, like I had to take like 3 or 4 pills each practice just to make it through the pain.
Right.
Wow. Taking a substance heavily like that isn't good for your internal organs. So I started using marijuana for pain relief, and it helped me tremendously. Like, I was able to sleep. I was able to get through the practices much more at a higher tolerable level. And then after football, man, I started using it for much different reasons. Like, I've had my experiences where I don't want to say abused marijuana, but used it for the wrong reasons. Like you mentioned, DK, it gets in the way of your path and what you're really trying to achieve in life. And I've luckily enough, you know, just self-analyzing, I recognize that, and I challenge myself to do better and use it for better. So in the most recent years, I would say I consume marijuana to enhance my intentions and what I want to do at that moment. For example, if I have my moments where I want to be able to intensify my workouts to just get into a zone that I normally don't get to in a sober mind, but it's not like I've taken a substantial amount. Usually I microdose marijuana if that's what I'm going to do, or if I want to go into a deep session of studying a topic of spirituality or energetic healing, or going into a deeper state of meditation.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten to really, really deep states of meditation that I've never gotten to with a sober mind. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get to that same state without the use of marijuana. Like, there's things you can do, such as certain what do they call it? hypertropic breathing methods. I believe that's the name. But there's, like I said, there's a plethora of different ways to get to that level. But again, I've had my moments where using it too frequently, I notice changes my daily habits, and my energy may decrease a little bit day after day after day, I've noticed, and the energy to complete these tasks and keep progression through my life slows down a little bit. And again, that's where the self-analyzation comes into play in my life, and I have to come back to balance with the use of it. Now, these days, I mainly use CBD on a daily basis, but here and there, I still do consume THC. But I'm getting better at using it responsibly and using it in more of a balanced manner. And I think it's very helpful for many people who can get to that level where they can use it responsibly, like you guys mentioned before. So
yeah. No, I think that's you brought up a couple good points, and I think a lot of people, personally, before I ever tried marijuana, I grew up with the stigma. I understand, like, I had DARE in school, which that shit did not work at all. Let me fucking tell you. We had DARE, and there were a lot of maybe scare tactics, I would say, in terms of marijuana usage specifically, and they kind of roped it in with a lot of other things.
Propaganda.
That's a very good word to use to describe this.
I read.
Yeah. But I kind of wanted to get out a couple more topics on that. So, and I want to start with Vic also. What kind of tell us about your journey, with marijuana usage, and a couple of things that maybe you've used it for in mentalities as well.
It's one of those things where you hear people talk about it and you know what it is. And I'm sure most of us knew what it was at an early age. But when you actually experience it firsthand, it gives you, they say too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And I think marijuana is probably the best example of that, where, if you use it on schedule, you use it sparsely, use it, what I'm saying, and not overdo it. Because once you overdo it, it takes away that, it almost becomes habitual in a way, which not that if you're someone that does it on consistently, that's not a bad thing by any means. But when it gets to a point where like you can't operate without it, then it's like, okay, wait, like what's going on here? Because I don't think anyone would want, because that becomes an addictive. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, that prevents you from being able to focus. And now all this energy that was supposed to go this way, now you trying to respond back to the plug at Arby's, and you're supposed to be at the library studying for your bar exam. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make a decision. And if you do want to include it into your lifestyle, just incorporating it in a way where it's not hindering your progression. So and then what was the other part of the question you said?
Your journey, and then in terms of, you kind of touched on it a little bit already with saying, people can be addicted to it, but what would you say you have used it for? And talk about, addiction or dependency, or times where maybe you recognize that could be something in your life as well.
I would say, honestly, what got me in was just curiosity. Was just, hey, what's this like? What's this thing that everyone keeps talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, no one's dying from it. I'm seeing people do it. They're still able to, go through life normal. So, okay. And once you build up enough curiosity or enough, to do it, there's no like, it no longer becomes this thing that I wonder what that's like. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I use them mostly to cope. If I was working hard, if I was going through certain states where I just was feeling, man, like this is just a crazy week, whatever the case is, it was a way for me to just push forward and just get over that hump, so to speak. I think most of us know what it's like to work, crazy hours or have like a busy schedule and barely get any 2-3 hours of sleep, whatever the case is. Those are tough nights. You know what I'm saying? Those are very harsh mornings to get over. And so if I can find something that is gonna help me to a certain extent and not really cause me any damage or any backlash, why not? I mean, like you said, ibuprofen, painkillers, like people, we have a whole painkiller epidemic of, like, you know what I'm saying? Because people,
Opioid crisis.
yeah, bro, like people go to the doctor for a high ankle sprain, and the doctor writes you off a very powerful, what's it called?
Opioid.
Yeah, and
like
now,
Percocet,
and then now,
oxycodone,
some shit.
stuff
now,
like that.
now 16 weeks later, you know, the prescription then already stopped, but you like, hey, like, I'm still feeling this a little bit, and now you looking for, you know what I'm saying? So if we can find something that isn't harsh and can benefit people, I don't see why not. So that's my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't start, bro. I was all women in sports my whole, like, I ain't really tripped. I was trying to fuck as many bitches as I possibly could and score as many touchdowns as I possibly could. Like
Bars.
like dead ass. In high school, bro, I drank for the first time. Like I got fucked up for the first time.
At 12.
Nah, at like,
playing.
bro, at like, bro, like 17. Like I went to my first little fucking, I went to the rich white kid party, you know what I'm saying? That never was even my thing, you know what I'm saying? So I got cool. I started making different friends in different circles. I started talking to this white chick. She invited me to her house party. That's like a real fucking thing. Like the fucking rich kids in high schools literally be having parties and their parents be upstairs and it's a whole bunch of fucking underage motherfuckers in the basement getting lit the fuck up. And so I went to my first one of those and I was like, bro, like 16 or 17, got fucked up. Her mom had to bring me to the damn. I didn't understand nothing about like limits or none of that shit. I'm just drinking. Like, hopefully I get some pussy. Like, so, you know, so bro, same thing with weed, bro. I can count the amount of, I smoked weed not even, maybe 5 times total in high school. You know what I'm saying? Just some of my homies smoked or whatever, you know. But when I got to college, I started selling weed to make some money, you know, because, you know, everybody know me knows my journey in life was where I made it was not straight, and I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So I went to 4 different schools, technically got released from 2 of them or kicked out of 2 of them technically, if you want to take it there. And it wasn't for marijuana usage, but I originally went to Morgan State University. That's at HBCU in East Baltimore, which is, I live in East Baltimore. So my hood is literally down the street. My mom used to come in and bring me plates and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was too close to home. So, you know, so I started selling weed to keep a little, you know, I was on scholarship. I was no longer on scholarship, but I still was at that school. So I'm like, shit, I need some bread. Like, shit, absolutely. Like, you know, so I became the campus plug. And so, with that, I started to smoke the shit, and from there, it was a downhill, undisciplined battle to this point. You know, it started off in Baltimore. We started smoking chocolate cigarillos. That was the thing. Everybody was smoking chocolate rellos, and I remember me and some of my niggas, bro. We like matching $5. It's like 3 niggas. We all like, hey, bro, I got 5 on it. Yeah, type shit, bro. Like straight up on some real crackhead shit. Like looking back at this shit, it's like we in the morning. I'm waking up like, you know,
Had to get that boost.
yeah, bro, straight up, bro. Like, bro, it was even worse than that. That's a conversation for another day though. But you know, then it went from, you know, matching 5s, trying to scrape up some weed with your homies, to now I don't even smoke Rellos no more. Now I got a little money in my pocket. Now I'm a little more bougie with my smoking habits. It's like now the backwoods is a thing. Bro, anybody who know me, bro, I might have converted you into a backwoods smoker. Like I was one of the first people smoking woods, bro. Like I don't know what got me onto the woods, but when I started smoking them, I turned everybody into backwood smokers, bro.
You said they call you the Backwood Baptist?
Backwood Bishop. bro, I'm serious, bro. When people hear this podcast, they're gonna be tripping out because, bro, there's so many people that's like, bro,
We gonna start taking phone calls, you know what I'm saying? Get people's testimonies.
Bro, dead ass, bro. When we drop this little clip, bro, like people probably gonna be commenting under the picture, like, damn, that's the backwood man, bro. Straight up.
Backwoods, feel free to send and check the PO box.
Nah, we good.
37.
No. We no more backwoods, man. No more backwoods.
We'll
My
take
bad.
the check though.
Yeah.
We'll take the check.
We'll take a check. Them shit is bad for you kids. No backwoods, you know. But
They not gonna send them.
bro. But the thing is, bro, backwoods are so bad for you, bro. Like, that's why some people started washing their backwoods, and you see how dirty them shits was. And then, you know, just the tobacco. Ramil, you was talking about your family has addicted. Bro, I come from an addicted family. I have my own mother struggle with addiction at that point. That's why I kind of moved around Baltimore a lot and moved from Baltimore when I was a kid, because my mom didn't want us getting caught up in the street life, and she was struggling with drug use. So, you know, we moved around a lot. And so since I understand those things about my family and myself, I have an addictive personality. That's why I never tried any hard drugs. I never tried cocaine, nothing, just weed. I tried Adderall one time just to study, but like that's some college shit. You know what I'm saying? But I've always been conscious of that addictive personality. And I think that's where people need to, if you're trying to bring balance to your life, or you're trying to be a responsible consumer of cannabis, you need to be aware of your family's drug history, of your own personality. If you have an addictive personality, bro, you need to watch yourself a little more than the typical person might need to, you know? And I built a huge dependency on that tobacco, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the backwoods, I got addicted to them shits. I'm smoking 4 or 5 woods a day. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can contest to this shit. And fat woods too. You know what I'm saying? These like fat woods,
it's not
bro.
some
Like,
little slight
yeah,
roll.
like
No, this.
it used to blow me when people would roll them little skimpy ass backwoods, and this is hella wood. I'm like, nah, if I'm gonna roll this wood,
Give me that. You wouldn't even let people roll that shit.
yeah, it's gonna be we rolling
Big
fingers.
smoke.
Yeah, we rolling
Big
fingers.
blunts.
Straight up. And then, you know, as I grew more into my entrepreneurial self and my more self actualized self, so now I don't smoke backwoods anymore. If I do smoke, it's either a paper or it's just glass, you know? And then it's like, me and Ramil, we talk about this all the time. It's like, bro, don't smoke in the middle of the day and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to smoke before I came in here today, but it's like, bro, how the hell you gonna show up to your podcast high talking about balancing and responsible use of
You're not
marijuana?
lying. You're not
You know what I'm
lying.
saying? So it's like, bro, I'm a busy man these days. Like actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we are all part of our consultant team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got shit to do. Ian, you're working on growing a company. Ramil, you're working on growing your personal brand. You're working on putting together your workout plans. We do a lot of shit in the community as far as consulting and helping people with their traumas and educating on financial literacy and stuff. It's like, bro, yes, I still like weed, but bro, I'm not gonna let marijuana get in that flow, you know what I'm saying, of my manifestation. I know what I'm trying to manifest right now. Therefore, marijuana needs to be used smartly. I've learned hard lessons from consuming this shit in an irresponsible way. So it's like, bro, smoke glass, smoke paper. You know, like, look, y'all gonna do what the hell y'all want to do anyways. I'm just saying, be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, everybody.
If you choose to consume. If you choose to consume.
Right. It's addictive, bro. It's addictive. Backwoods, tobacco, the blunts, Swisher Sweets and all that shit. I don't even know why. I've been bougie on them.
Stuff's like cardboard.
It's not even, I would rather smoke, at least a backwood looks like a fucking something. Like, I don't even know what a Swisher Sweet, I don't know what that is, bro. Like, so I never, you know me, I turn down a whole session if a Swisher's in it. If it ain't a wood in it, I'm Gucci. But obviously, I don't even smoke woods no more. But, you know, we're just bringing common sense to the fact of what it is, you know? So, yeah, bro.
Well, what does marijuana do for you guys specifically? Like outside of winding down from the day or relaxation, does it do anything else for you guys?
I think sometimes it helps me focus. And kind of how you were talking about it before, you know, when you like to use it to go to the gym or to meditate and whatnot. For me, I use it for music, you know. So I make a lot of music, and sometimes I just want to, you know, consume and then get in the zone. And then that's just an easier way for me to be in that flow state, that stream of consciousness. You know, if I'm trying to write out a song, or if I have something on my heart and I'm already smoking and, you know, doing whatever, sometimes it's a lot easier for me to just get all of that out, you know, or if I'm working on a beat, if I want to hear the different harmonies, how I want them, you know, just playing with that, you know, so that's something that I use it for. And I think that that's a way that it affects me, is helping me be able to focus and be more creative. I know people who I know some amazing artists, and they'll just get high and just create some intense, like crazy works of art. You know what I mean? And you know, Paul, like, oh my God, dude. Like I know a lot of people who use it for creative purposes as well, but it's something I think it's not how I got into it, but it's what I use it for. You know, it's what I'm more likely to use it for than anything, because like you're saying before, I can't smoke during the middle of the day. I got too much shit going on. I got too much stuff that I need to be doing for me to be waking and baking, you know,
asleep.
Right. And, you know, and for some people, that's part of their, you know, that's part of their balance. They can do that and then still work. You know, I can't smoke and then go to a job, or, you know, go have an event or something like that, or go run my errands and have meetings. Nah, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna get sleepy. I'm gonna get hungry. I'm probably gonna want to sit around, watch some TV, and eat some junk food. You know,
those effects last with you throughout the whole day, pretty much.
Right.
You know, I've noticed there's been moments for myself where I'm like, man, today is one of those days that, like I said before, man, I want to take my workout to the next level. There's been times where I've fucked up and smoked, let's say, like an hour before I go to the gym.
He think he running. He over here lying down on the treadmill. 30, 45 minutes later, before I even start my workout, I'm now in the state of, man, I just kind of want to chill and relax, man. I don't know about this whole working out thing anymore. That right there is an example of what's helped me get to the point of where I am now with responsibility of smoking, because I take the time from that experience to analyze myself. Like, bruh, like, you had a goal, you had a goal you wanted to accomplish today, and that was get a good workout, and this got in the way of that. So we need to clean it up,
Straight up.
you know what I mean?
So I want to ask, do you guys think that it's more usage, or that it has more to do with your mentality, you know, and like you're saying, making lists, getting things done, what your goals are? Is that more important in terms of how you're going about accomplishing your things, or do you think marijuana does really play that bigger role?
I'll say this.
Itself?
I think, funny enough, like you were just saying, you go through a learning curve. Oh, we were like, okay, I enjoy this. I see how this has helped me. How can I get the most out of this? And for me personally, it's kind of went that same learning curve. And I'm at a point now where it's like, if I want to implement this in my life, which I do, I have to make sure I get X, Y, and Z done beforehand. And it's, ironically enough, it's kind of been a motivator, not like a motivator. That's like a crackhead right now, but like not like a motivator, but it's been like a
kind of incentive.
Yeah, like, hey, bro, if you get all your things done today, then what's stopping you from, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of, I don't know.
My biggest thing with marijuana is, and me and Ramil talk about this all the time, is the fact that, like, if sometimes I can't sleep the same if I don't consume before bed, and that's my issue. It's because I'm big on, like, you know,
I'm sleepwalking.
No, it's not even that. It's just like I'm just big on being my own boss and my own owner. Like, I'm anti-slavery. That's why I feel the way I feel about religion. That's why I feel the way I feel about self-autonomy and really balancing yourself out, because it's like, if I can't sleep without marijuana, then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? If I can't eat 3 meals a day, or if I can't eat whenever the hell I want to because I need to smoke before I eat, that's a problem.
Damn, you gonna make a lot of people mad with that one,
bro. And that's facts. I'm hit, but that's the fact, bro. A lot of people can't even eat breakfast or can't eat dinner until they smoke first. A lot of people cannot sleep, bro, until they smoke first. And that used to be me. So now, even still, like, the only time I consume, you know, is gonna be, you know, if I'm making music, something, or when I'm with a group of friends and we kind of just vibe and create it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hard on myself about the dependency. Dependency is always an issue on anything. I don't think nobody should be dependent on anything. You should be able to turn away and walk away from anything, bro. Absolutely. Anything in this world, anything, bro. Jesus, bro.
Rihanna.
Bro, anything, bro. Even if you want to take it on a level, it's like, bro, like it's really a level of detachment. It's really like a level of detachment, bro. It's like, yes, you should be, bro. If you're a Christian, yes, you should be attached to your religion. You should be whatever you believe into it. But like, bro, like if you can't live without Jesus, bro, I feel like that's an issue. If you know what I'm saying? If you can't live without your significant other, I feel like that's an issue. If you cannot live without weed and you can't function properly, bro, outside of the things that help you balance yourself out, then I think you need to reanalyze what you got going on, you know?
I think those were examples to show that there are other ways to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in this world. Like, for example, DK mentioned how it's hard for him to sleep at night without smoking.
Yeah.
There's other ways in life that will help you get to that place where you can just fall asleep like a baby. Like for me, like I didn't want to feel attached, like you said, DK, to attached to marijuana and be like, man, if I don't, have a couple of hits, I feel like I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
As living through life, I became aware of things like binaural beats. Binaural beats. There's something that is basically musical tones that play certain frequencies, that you listen to that put you in a certain state of mind.
Absolutely.
So I became aware of certain frequencies that helped me get to sleep much quicker and also get a more restful quality level of sleep as well. So times that I just tell myself, tonight we are not smoking. I put on some beats, I grab me a book, I lay in the bed, I read, I'm ready to go to sleep in about 15 minutes. Same thing with what you said about religion, DK. People feel like you can't live about Jesus, whatever you believe in, that's your provocative. But think about, there's so many other belief systems in this world. There's other ways to accomplish what you want to accomplish in this life.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And so I think the whole basis of this conversation today is, finding balance and removing the blind and looking at the bullshit behind our marijuana usage habits. Now, a lot of people aren't going to care, because when I was 22, 23 years old and I'm smoking a whole 5-pack of woods a day, and somebody would have told me, bro, you should use marijuana more responsibly, I probably wouldn't have cared to you. But somebody's going to be able to hear the message and be able to, okay, you're right. Especially if you're a person who has goals. Like I said, manifestation and the use of marijuana, they go hand in hand. So you have to be aware. Now, if you sit on the fucking couch potato and not do shit ass person and play video games, then this conversation ain't going to be for you. But anybody that is trying to manifest more in their life, or anybody who's trying to, bring more out of themselves, and you are a marijuana consumer, you need to take healthy approaches to creating the balance of it in your life.
I think if you are living a life of purpose, then this conversation is for you. There's a lot of people who smoke and do that recreationally, and that's just kind of what works with their life and what fits in. But if you are really trying to change your life, change the people around you, change the world around you, change yourself, then this conversation is about you, because it's really about your mentality, and ultimately if marijuana controls your mentality, controls, your actions, and you're dependent on it, then you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you are trying to do, because you are so dependent on it.
I bet money if Sha'Carri Richardson could go back and do it again, she would say, you know what? I'm not going to smoke before this Olympic trial, regardless of if she wanted to smoke or not.
You think so? 'Cause did she stand on her?
No, she apologized. She apologized? She apologized, and I think she knew, like, damn. Now, of course she's not sorry for smoking weed, bro. She fucking smokes weed.
Right.
But I think she's like, fuck, bro. Like, this is
a huge opportunity.
Yeah, there was an opportunity that I messed up.
Only 4 years. Every 4 years.
Yeah, and so don't let marijuana block your manifestations. Thank you, guys. And this is Real Balance episode 3, man.
Life taught me every L is a lesson, and every day is a